The year is 2014. Austin Post has just moved to Los Angeles. He's unemployed, sleeping in his friend's closet, digging through cars looking for spare quarters just to buy beer and cigarettes. He has no industry connections, no safety net, and no backup plan. Just confidence, charisma, and an oddly eclectic musical background. And even though it really doesn't look like it yet, he's about to take a leap of faith that will completely redefine his life and quietly change the landscape of modern music. This is the story of Post Malone. Austin Richard Post was born in Syracuse, New York, before moving with his family to a suburb of Dallas called Grapevine, Texas. His dad worked doing concessions for the Dallas Cowboys, while also moonlighting as a DJ, which meant Austin grew up surrounded by music, rock records at home, country, and hip-hop everywhere else. By the time he was 12 years old, Austin had completely mastered Guitar Hero.
There's a lot of people that are like, why play Guitar Hero when you could play real guitar?
And yeah, a lot of people love to joke about that, saying, why play Guitar Hero when you could just play real guitar? But for Austin, it didn't matter how he found music. What mattered was that he found it at all. The only challenge left was swapping plastic buttons for actual strings. Once he did, he quickly realized two things. First, he liked blending genres, and second, he was actually really good at it. Good enough that in 8th grade he won the school talent show by performing a metal version of Rihanna's Umbrella. Not exactly normal behavior for a middle schooler, but it worked. Over the next few years, Austin leaned even harder into the metal scene. When he was 15, he auditioned to become the guitarist for a local metal band on the rise called Crown the Empire. Unfortunately, his guitar string snapped mid-audition. No restart, no second chance. The band went on to become successful without him. At the time, it probably felt like the universe tapping him on the shoulder and saying, "Not you." But he didn't stop. Throughout high school, Austin kept experimenting, bouncing between genres like he was trying to figure out where he fit. He wrote and performed folky pop songs in a band called Love and Colors. He also made an ironic synth-pop parody video for a class project under the name Leon DeCino. And somehow that video was actually really good. It's important to note he made it with help from his close friend Jason Probst, who also happened to be deeply obsessed with Minecraft. Around this same time, Austin decided to try rap. He used an online rap name generator, downloaded the free recording software Audacity, and recorded his first rap mixtape called Young and After Them Riches.
Malone is on some other shit, but player, that's some old news. Rolled through and showed you that I just bought some dope shoes.
Looking back on it later, Austin was brutally honest. He said the beats were hard, but he sucked. He had no identity. Still, his classmates were impressed enough to vote him most likely to be famous. Ironically, fame would have to wait. At the time, Austin was way more excited about working at Chicken Express and enrolling in Tarrant County Community College. At least, that was the plan. In reality, he was secretly failing most of his classes.
College for like 2 months, and I was secretly failing. So I was just like, fuck, this is not good. I'm not good at school.
And growing increasingly frustrated. Eventually, he just gave up on school altogether. And that's when Jason casually dropped a bombshell. He told Austin he was moving to Los Angeles. Jason wasn't just some random friend. He had built a massive audience on YouTube with his channel Minecraft Universe, which had over 1 million subscribers by 2013. Moving to LA made sense for him. But when Austin heard that, something clicked. This was the fork in the road, normal life, or an all-or-nothing gamble on music. Austin chose chaos. He had no savings, no job prospects, and no connections. But somehow he convinced Jason to let him move out with him and crash in his closet. Literally his closet. Things were looking up, or at least they felt like they were, except they weren't. Once Austin got to LA, his career did not magically take off. He had confidence, sure, but he had absolutely no direction. No one was calling, no one was listening. Money ran out fast. He started checking Jason's car for spare change just to afford the basics. This was the point where most people quit. With time running out and the real world creeping back in, Austin did the only thing he knew how to do. He started networking. By attending random industry events, Austin eventually crossed paths with an emerging production duo from Atlanta called FKI, short for Fucking Kick It. The duo, consisting of True and Lord Rich, had already produced for artists like Travis Porter and Iggy Azalea. Austin was a complete nobody, but somehow, he won them over with his musical instincts, personality, and complete lack of inhibition. Before long, he became part of their loosely structured hip-hop collective, which went through about 3 different names before settling on Black Card. It wasn't fame, but it was proximity. With this new group of like-minded musicians, Austin moved out of Jason's closet and into a mansion in the San Fernando Valley they called the White House. Black Card started creating music and performing at clubs and parties around LA. And while the group itself never reached serious commercial success, Austin was evolving fast. He was developing his hip-hop persona, building connections, and integrating himself into a new circle of influential artists and producers. 2 of them, Rex Kudo and FKI's Fat Man Key, would end up being crucial. One day, Austin was sitting in a hair salon with some of his group members getting his hair braided into cornrows. As he looked in the mirror, he noticed something. With the braids, he kind of looked like a white version of Allen Iverson, and that idea wouldn't let go. It turned into a feeling. He felt like an outsider doing things his own way, desperate for recognition, grinding while nobody was paying attention. That night, inspiration hit hard. Austin took songwriting seriously, and like many great ideas, this one came to him while sitting on the toilet.
What songs have you written while shitting?
I'd say about 30% of all my albums have been written on the shitter.
By the end of the night, the rough draft of White Iverson existed. Austin brought the idea to Rex Kudo, explained the vision, and they got to work. Within days, the track was finished. Austin felt like he had something special. The problem was, he had no following and no label. Friends told him to wait, to build a release strategy. Austin wasn't interested. He uploaded the song to SoundCloud immediately under the rap name he'd generated years earlier, Post Malone. To put this in perspective, in 2015 alone, over 100 million songs were uploaded to SoundCloud. Most didn't even hit 1,000 plays. But this unknown community college dropout was about to launch a career from a single track. Timing mattered. Around that same period, music production had become cheaper and more accessible than ever. Platforms like SoundCloud and Spotify were exploding, giving underground artists real exposure. Hip-hop was also changing. Artists like Kanye West, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar were shifting the genre away from aggression and toward vulnerability. Less posturing, more introspection. White Iverson fit perfectly. Atmospheric beat, minimalist production, introspective lyrics delivered with a melodic, almost pop country tone, drenched in auto-tune. It sounded different but familiar, trendy, yet fresh. The only challenge was getting people to hear it. Austin's friends shared the track, and the reaction was immediate. By the next morning, it had tens of thousands of plays. Then one tweet changed everything. Fat Man Key shared the song, and it caught the attention of Wiz Khalifa. Wiz retweeted it. Then Mac Miller noticed. Then others followed. Plays jumped into the millions almost overnight. But viral attention doesn't guarantee longevity. Plenty of quirky white rappers had their 15 minutes and disappeared. Austin's next moves mattered. With just $5,000 and a borrowed Rolls Royce, he hired a first-time director and drove into the Arizona desert to film a music video. When it dropped, it exploded. Labels took notice fast. Within a month, Austin signed with Republic Records, joining a roster that included Drake, Nicki Minaj, Ariana Grande, and The Weeknd. 1 year earlier, he was sleeping in a closet. Now, he was on a major label. Not long after, he was invited to perform at Kylie Jenner's 18th birthday party, one of the most exclusive events of the year. Surrounded by celebrities, Austin performed like he had nothing to lose. Kanye West noticed. Kanye invited him to Rick Rubin's studio. Austin ended up working on The Life of Pablo. Opportunities kept stacking, features, tours, collaborations, everything was moving fast. Meanwhile, pressure mounted for his debut album. Critics accused him of being a poser, a culture vulture. He faced constant scrutiny. One radio presenter went as far as trying to make other hosts hate him, and even after being excluded from XXL's freshman class, it didn't slow him down. The backlash only seemed to fuel him. In December 2016, Austin released his debut album, Stoney. It wasn't a flop. Multiple songs charted. Congratulations peaked at number 8. The album sold over 2 million copies and broke Michael Jackson's decades-old Billboard record. Fast forward to now, and Post Malone is one of the biggest artists in the world. But what's wild is that if you're just discovering him today, you might not even realize he started in hip-hop at all. He hasn't featured a rapper on his album since 2022, rarely shows up on rap records, and instead collaborates with country artists while releasing full-on country projects. That's led many people to ask whether he used hip-hop as a stepping stone and then left it behind. Then came the infamous interview where he said that if you're looking to think about life or have a good cry, you shouldn't listen to hip-hop. That comment erased a lot of goodwill. It reduced the genre to party music in the eyes of many, and even people who defended him before turned away. And yet, despite all of that, Post kept winning. Beer Bongs and Bentleys became his biggest album ever. Rockstar dominated the charts. Hip-hop, whether it fully accepted him or not, powered his rise. By 2019, he was clearly leaning toward a hybrid sound, and by 2022, the shift away from hip-hop became undeniable. After experimenting with synth-pop, he fully committed to country music. For early critics, this felt like confirmation that rap was never the end goal. Even longtime fans began questioning whether the criticism had a point, especially when comparing how respectfully he entered country music versus how abruptly he entered hip-hop. Now firmly planted in country, Post Malone is going to be a superstar for years to come. Platinum records, awards, and country radio dominance aren't going anywhere. But one thing that may always elude him is hip-hop's unreserved respect, unless one day he finds a way to show that the artists and culture he built his career on truly mattered just as much to him as Bob Dylan ever did.